So, welcome, testing, first of all. Okay. Okay, so I can hear myself coming through nice and clear. Let's see if everyone else is being picked up. We're currently just using a desk mic first.
Hello. Testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so me and Piscine are coming through very well.
Alright.
And Win sounds like you're like 2 rooms away.
Look. Got a crunchy taco. I talk quiet.
Okay, so I can hear you. I can hear everyone clearly. So hopefully the game's volume is good as well. But after much to do and much technical difficulties, and also 3 months late to the party, thought it was probably around time that I should get to streaming the game that I was talking about being super excited to stream back in October. And I think it's a little past October at this point. So,
Well, actually, we're early.
I suppose it depends on which October you're talking about. True. Could be 2 Octobers from now. So, I will admit, I have played a little bit of it, but mainly up to the apartment because I wanted to just kind of try out the game and see what it was like. But this was back in October, as you can see. So, and then that was around the time, because I was showing Piscean and Win the game, and then I realized that they had no context for anything that was going on in the game to begin with. So actually, we stopped playing this and went and played the first game, then the second game partially, then the third one. And now we're back, 3 months later.
Yay!
And I think they understand a little bit more about the franchise now.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, yeah, so we're going to be starting a new file here. We were discussing whether or not we wanted to do hard or standard on things.
Standard. I'd say standard because the hard puzzles had us stumped for like hours.
Well, that was mainly because the first one in Silent Hill 3 required us to know something about Shakespeare. And then the bird puzzle is actually just broken. So that's kind of what it came down to. Because apparently the bird puzzle is not localized properly, so that's why the code is actually not correct. I forgot I had the Pyramid Head pizza box mask. That actually reminds me, I made a Pyramid Head helmet when I was in like early in college for a cosplay, and I made it out of cardboard like that. And I was at about this stage when I lost it, and then it got damaged and destroyed. But I had the entire thing made up, and I had a construction helmet on the inside so it could sit on my head comfortably, and I made struts going to it so it sat normal. So yeah, it was actually really well made, but not well made enough for a box to fall on it and not crush it. But anyway, so this is default 90s. I think that adds the noise filter. I don't know. For now, we're gonna go standard. Probably default for now, and I think you can change this in game. Mostly because I don't remember the buttons.
It says this option can be adjusted later in the settings menu.
Yeah.
I think it's just the combat and puzzles that cannot be changed.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we're gonna have. Where's the volume?
Which volume?
The TV volume is a little quiet. Yeah, so just so you know how we're doing this setup at the moment, because it's the best way we can figure it out, we're all kind of huddled around Piscean's Yeti mic right now. So, it worked.
Probably wait till you start and turn it up, because it might glare.
That's true. We had some technical difficulties, so we don't know interface. I know it's the HUD. I just wasn't sure like what it'll look like in the end. So. I don't think I remember that loading screen before. Making a glare. So yeah, I have played up to Creekside? Creek? Blue Creek? Blue Creek. Whatever the apartment's called, I never remember. I have played up to that, but that was a while ago, so luckily I don't really remember a whole lot because I played the other 3-1 that. I remember when they first showed off this trailer, like 3 years ago now, that so many people were upset about how James looked. Look at the camera, how did they change this? Why did they change that? I'm honestly surprised on how seeing this game looked when it came out. I'm
Mary. Could you really be in this town?
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
Yep.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
Justin was saying that the audio, everyone is mumbly behind the audio, so I was adjusting the audio as the cutscene was going on, so hopefully that helps out a little. And he was saying they changed the amount of HUD between info and none of the type of immersion. So I mainly don't remember any of the buttons because I only played a little bit. Trying to remember everything that I can do. Forgot if there was. How did I do that 180? I did a 180. What was that? That's just a bad check. One thing that I really loved to do when I was playing for the first time was I kept using health drinks or syringes all the time on accident.
Oh yeah. You also broke a lot of car windows.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was on purpose.
Here we go. I love the detail in this. So, how's the audio? Well, I guess you won't really be able to tell until more is happening. That's going to happen probably as I hit them off, but again, I don't know if I remember if there was anything in here. So I'm going to be... Yeah, it's weird. Also, there's like symbols, like Japanese symbols around.
It actually looks like Hebrew. Yeah, it looks more like Hebrew.
899. I know that Bloober Team actually added in a lot of little extra puzzles for people to solve. Looks like there's writing on that wall there. a lot of writing on that wall.
Yeah. Although it says weird at the top, it looked like.
Weird day. Did I... Yeah, it's actually legible, but I'd have to see the whole thing.
Hands fashioned and
Thou something something. I don't think I noticed any of those before. So I'm gonna...
I think you went back into the bathroom. Did you?
I thought I did, because I wanted to see if they had the, channeling stone, or, like, if there was a reference to it in there. And
I thought you just looked at the mirror.
so, because of the fact that I'm basically new to everything again, except for, you know, knowing just Silent Hill beats in general, I am going to be exploring a lot, checking things out, seeing what's new, what's not. Seeing what I do actually remember. Just leave. Come on, what happens if I just go down the street?
It's gonna pop up with a. I don't want to go this way.
I feel like I shouldn't go that way.
There's a time and place for everything, but not right now.
There was an achievement for that?
For doing what?
for
Running.
trying to leave? Okay, that was cool. That was worth doing just for the little bit there. And now it's lagging really badly. At least on our end of this. It cleared up now. That was weird. It wasn't on the capture card. Or was it?
I think that's just something to do with it, because sometimes my Switch does the same thing.
So it is when it's going to the capture card. Because I noticed that my Switch will do that as well, and I thought there was something wrong with it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just because it has to go through the capture card.
There's a speedrun trick you can use, dodge on stairs to move up and down faster. Yeah, but I ain't speedrun.
I'm doing speedrun tricks.
Nah. I'm just...
Slow running.
Yeah, you know what? Slow. You know what? Even slower can I go slow.
No, we're not doing speed running. We're doing slow walking.
So, we originally intended to have all three of our little avatars actually present and doing things, but didn't have the time to, so... Icean is the squid, Win is the cube.
The thing is like, I did have a drawing that you could have used, but no, I was relegated to Minecraft squid. If you're wondering why I sound louder, it's because I lean close to the mic for emphasis.
Emphasis.
For emphasis, yes, exactly.
I get a feeling 60% is just going to be you guys bouncing off random insight tools.
Probably.
Yep.
And Blanco.
No Balatro. Yeah, I recently introduced fights into Balatro yesterday. And myself. That may have been a mistake.
The game looks so interesting just for watching Paul play it that I got it. I've been addicted. Help me.
Safe?
Yeah. I think it was 23, 25.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There it is.
It's like someone's groping around my skull.
So the funny thing is also when I was showing Win the Silent Hill 2, the original one, like so many of these scenes are so mundane in the original, and here they seem more emphasized, you know? Like just the well that has a save point inside of it.
Gumby also says, with the back and forth, stairs can get cumbersome.
I mean, I don't think anyone cares if he knows his name's online. He just uses this goes by his name, Justin.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it. I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog either.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone. Someone very important to me.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean, my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either.
It's supposed to be quiet.
I'm sorry, it's not your problem.
No,
That's what his character is.
I hope you find them.
It's also so it doesn't get picked
Yeah.
up by the mic.
You too.
Okay. Yeah.
When they originally showed off Angela, probably like 2 years ago, I thought she looked fine. There was a lot of complaints about how she looked and everything like that. I mean, every step of the way, this remake was being heavily criticized. Maybe in the end it helped, maybe in the end it didn't. Maybe it's a situation of the Sonic movie, or it was always going to be good. But either way, what ended up coming out, though, was considered one of the best remakes that have
Did
been
you,
made for horror games. Or a lot of things.
Did you want anything else?
No, it's just... this fog. Does it seem unsettling to you?
I guess.
I wish they would have added like little extra areas you could go into that I've always wanted to, like in the church here. That would have been cool. I know that there's a lot of extra places you can go into just from exploring the town. I spent like 3 hours exploring the town, wasn't it, before I even got into the apartment?
Yeah, you explored for a while. I remember you were surprised with a couple of the monsters that were out so early.
Was I?
Yeah, I remember there was a couple that you were surprised to see.
Remember all that fire. I love the details around here, though. It made it feel so much more like, well, like little towns that I've been to. Just run down little farms on the side of the road. I remember telling you two about the Silent Hill Ranch sign,
Oh yeah,
where they had
comic
the
stands.
well, yeah, where they when the original was re-released on the PS3, they lost the gold to that game, so they didn't have the completed version of the game. So they had to go in and redo like 60% of the assets, and this sign was one of them. And they just ended up putting a sign with Comic Sans up on it, and a lot of people thought it was kind of indicative of the, you know, effort or lack thereof that they put into the one that released like 10 years ago. So when they remade this one, as a little inside joke, inside of the barn over there, if you were to angle the camera right, you can actually see the Comic Sans sign on the ground in there. Just as a little reference to the old, not super well received version of the game that came out in 2012.
How many times has this game been remade?
This is the first remake. They re-released it with the remade assets in 2012 for the HD collection. This one in Silent Hill 3. But it wasn't very well received because both of those games were missing the golds, so they had to remake assets for both of them, and they didn't run properly either. Like, Silent Hill 3 was missing most of the fog, so there was a lot of issues when it came to that. Like, just presentation and game overall.
Yeah, that seems like kind of.
I don't know how you lose the gold to games that you spent like several $1 million to develop. Seems like something important to keep, but you know, I'm not a game company, so who knows. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. It had a little building on the door. Went to town to get window fixed. Spare keys in the door. Oh,
Hello? Anyone in here?
I remember mentioning the first time through that when this game was in development, and this is around the time of the yellow paint stuff or incident that was going on, where people are upset at like guidance markers to let people know where you're supposed to go in games because they say it takes away from the immersion and such. But the problem is that developers have shared their insights that some people never made it past the first area in a lot of games if they don't put something to say you can go here, like a white rag saying that you can go in there. Now, the white rag is actually not that bad. It looks like, you know, a busted window and someone didn't want to hurt themselves on it, so that looks like that's believable. The yellow paint a little bit less in some cases. But it was a pretty pointless debate that had been going on for the last year or so. I mean, I understand if it's too intrusive, it's not great, but there is a way, and there's a good way and a bad way to use markers.
Something going on with the sound?
No. Hold on, just one moment.
Please hold.
Please hold where your call is being transferred. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned before, this was the area before you would actually get the plank from. This is the area where you would get the first weapon in the original. I don't know what those mean though when it's doing that. I've noticed that it's areas that were in the first version of the game that it does that little thing with, almost like it's memories. I love how they made this game look good. And I'm glad that they were able to really capture that, the feeling of the fog from the old games. I think I mentioned before, but the main reason they had the fog in the first game was the limitations of PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
They weren't able to render more than a bit around the character, around Harry at a time in the detail they wanted. So to get around that, they put fog around it to include all of the not loaded geometry and landscape. But it also just added really well to the atmosphere as well. So in future games, they decided to keep it in as an element of the franchise, rather than removing it even though the systems don't need it anymore. Like, this system could probably render the entire town at once if it wanted to. but you know, it adds to the ambiance, it adds to the atmosphere, and it's iconic to the franchise now. The deep fog.
It's also just really good for spooky vibes in general.
Yeah. It kind of just creates a sense of uneasiness. Oh, yeah, whenever I see stuff like this in games, it's always funny because it's like I could easily walk around this or step over it myself. But in video games, it's the unpassable anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so when you were going through here, that is not the right one. I don't think I can see it yet. But the area you would have been in is directly over to the left here, the area that was in Silent Hill 3.
Ah.
So, but I guess it only gives you part of the map at a time. That's okay. It's also the area that's smudged out heavily, basically, where you were at. I learned the other day when I saw someone post a picture online that apparently it tracks how many times you open your map. I don't know if it counts towards your rating, but it does track it. And I find that funny because I use the map extensively and it almost kind of encourages you to do the opposite if you want to get that number low. Not that it really matters, but... How seamlessly you can just go into buildings and games nowadays still blows my mind. There's no loading screen, there's nothing at all, you just go directly in. Miss Cassandra, a customer came in today. Ordered a mixed bouquet, red and white. I tried to explain his bad luck, but he couldn't decide on just one. He seemed a bit off, looked at me like I wasn't even there. Then he just left, said he'd be back to pick him up later. I just wanted to let you know, just since I might be gone by then. Have I flipped the note also? I don't know if there is a reason behind a lot of the notes and such that you find around the town and such, other than it could be just environmental details to kind of flesh out the town, make it feel more like a lived-in place, which is something that I always really appreciate when it comes to any game. It doesn't even have to be a horror game, just anything like that.
What is this?
I don't think this was where we ran into this before.
I don't know, actually.
Free stuff? No.
Wonder smashing?
I don't have the stick. The stick for smashing. Okay, once I have the stick, all cars beware.
Oh, I wanted to see the big boss for smash, smash.
Where am I? So I heard that there's multiple different cutscenes that present the first enemy to you, depending on which direction you approach from. I think there's 3 different ways you can approach it. There's 3 different cutscenes, which is actually kind of interesting. I've never thought of that, or I haven't seen that before, where they account for you doing different things. All I saw was drug, and I was like, what?
It almost looked like not line, and I just.
I thought it said debug. At first I thought it said debug, like to debug a game, and that's why I was confused. I know they have a bunch of little hidden things in this game, so I'm curious to find things. Oh, that's something.
More of that stuff.
Ah, yes. The stuff. The red internal stuff.
Gross, smooshy bits.
Whoop. He's trying to shape, but I couldn't quite tell. Now, I wonder if there's other places you can, because there's different cutscenes you can get. Because that one was actually different than the one we got.
Yeah, I was thinking it looked different. I thought that was the first one we were more out in the middle, like town.
And it was a lot more visible.
Yeah.
Is that? I don't know what that means. I don't know what those are. I mean, I have to think that there may be memories or something. Maybe it's just like a nod to the players if it's somewhere you used to have to go. But unfortunately, I didn't pay close enough to where we actually had to go, which you would have thought that I was when we were playing through. But I was more or less just trying to, at the time, explain what Silent Hill was. Like the concept of other worlds. Oh, I don't think we saw any of the gorges before.
Yeah, no.
What?
Like, I didn't know they had any more of the weird bottomless gorges. I thought they were all replaced with tarps. That's actually really interesting. Not what I expected. Wait,
Squiggle.
hold on. I was following the enemy. Where? I'm a little confused because I was following the enemy and now there's. Did I go the wrong way? Thought I was following the enemy. Is this the little Baroness? Remains of something. The subtitles of land surround his monument was originally a swamp, but was later filled. It was nicked blood swamp because the Wat did to wash the ooze. After chins would be poured in. Perhaps its full had be that many in hot clay to have the area.
You have fun there.
Tried to, yeah, I did.
Hold on. Let me see if I can actually fill in some of the blanks.
I think this is about the little Baroness.
Remains of. Well, I obviously don't know that. Water?
Waters of surrounding this monument was originally a swamp but was later filled in. It was once nicknamed Blood Swamp because the water looked
The water.
something
Because
to
the water
wash
was used.
the,
No.
to wash the
The gaps don't quite match.
Schools.
to wash the schools. After
I don't know.
well, that would make sense. SCH. After something.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Wash the. After the tools, after. I have no idea.
I don't know if we actually ever got that filled in, by the way. I thought that was the monument to the Little Baroness, which was the name of a steamboat that sunk. There's actually a Silent Hill arcade game. It's an on-rail shooter where you're dealing with people who died on the Little Baroness and trying to understand. I keep thinking of the original Silent Hill too. Like, you go in that little alleyway there, and there was items and such. So where am I going? Because I found the blood red stuff thing. I thought I was supposed to go this way. Didn't we see the enemy over here? I'm so confused. We saw the enemy, unless there's more than one cutscene.
Because even the blood spots look different. I felt like.
Oh wait.
Oh.
Oh.
Peek in there.
I can get in. I remember being in there. Also, I see a sparkling demons. I think.
There's certainly something sparkling in there.
So we can get in there. that way. Is it not the same every time? I remember going in that direction.
You came at it from the other side.
Maybe.
That would be the only thing I think of, yeah.
Oh, the other side, the other side, like
Yeah,
going at
like
it
on,
from
like,
this
on the next,
building.
like on the next street over, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Through that alley.
It's fun. Oh, probably. My guess would be the giant wall of smoke. It's clearly closed.
I mean, the camera did not seem to like
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say the camera's also freaking out.
The camera didn't seem to like that folder.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm in a dead end. Oh, everything's closed. Walked off.
You somehow went to a
How did I go to a dead end when I wasn't in it?
Sorry, I say no.
Like random little noise things will always get responses out of you or me or a listener. It's like little clips of noise from something brings on.
You're doing it too.
Oh, I do it all the time.
No.
I didn't. Anything? I've lost, and I'm only in the first area. Clearly, we have to get into the cafe. And yes, I have played a Silent Hill game recently. Ah, we're gooped. How did I find that so easily the first time? Like, the first time it was so smooth, and this time I found out that somehow I'm trapped in every direction.
Streamer brain.
It really, that is a real thing, by the way.
Is it?
Okay,
Okay.
you've seen it before. When you're playing games, you do get dumber.
No,
Like, I get dumber too.
No, I mean I've actually experienced it firsthand. Because I spent like what, an hour
Oh god, no.
or stuck on the tutorial level of Psychonauts. The tutorial level, because I couldn't tell that I needed to break a wall.
Speaking of the white sheets and the yellow paint,
Yeah.
But there was no white sheets. Also, the chair.
There was no white sheet, there was no yellow paint, there was
Hello?
somewhat cracked wall that I couldn't tell it was supposed to be there because it was
It's friend sheets, see? And leaving a friend trail.
Doggy.
It's a dog. You've met a lot of the dogs.
yeah.
It's a puppy.
How'd that go?
For context, when playing through Silent Hill 1 and 3, my sister ended up, like, both times getting the highest ranks for enemies killed.
Bloodlust.
The bloodlust was insatiable.
Absolutely bloodlust.
Look, if they're going
If they're not meant to be hit, if they're not meant to be hit, why could they be hit? Why not? Why hit if not hit shaped?
they just have a really punchable face.
When they have a base. The detail in this game is amazing. Everything. It looks exactly like a rundown house that I've been in thing I've always liked about Silent Hill is I actually find the exploration outside kind of relaxing. I always like foggy days. In real life, I mean. Okay. Aha! Yeah, you know, I don't think I would drink...
For adults only.
I really don't think I would drink stuff like this if I just found it in an old derelict house. Look at the bottle!
Yeah, that
Does
looks,
not look like something I would drink.
that looks like 15 years old.
At least.
Yeah.
I want to break things. Give me my stick. Wait, Tarp. Open it. But no, seriously, the streamer brain thing is 100% a thing. Because when you're trying to talk, hold a conversation, or keep a thought or a flow going, I will 100% admit I do get dumber. I'm a lot more methodical off stream than I am on. And then when I'm on here, I'm just like, oh, giant wall. See, exactly like that apparently. Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen when I pick that up.
Take beans.
Beans! Beans!
You were hoping I was gonna do that, huh?
Yeah, I was. The redesign for the enemies, mannequin basically the same. The lion's figure is like metal axes. That's really big.
Stay back. Is this what I saw in the fog? Whatever it is, it's not human.
While he's talking all softly, just stop. It's a little squidgy now.
Just a little squidgy.
Now finally start breaking things. Like this. Nope. There we go. Just like in any horror game, once you get the first weapon, start running into enemies everywhere now. I don't know if I need to go back out.
There was a kid.
I can tell this is gonna go smoothly. Oh yeah, also, by the way, why would you take the needle's rusty?
Ooh.
He's just like, I'm good enough for me.
Like a container or anything. No, he just has like syringes in his pocket.
Yeah. He could have taken the container.
Right?
He's doing the other ones.
So unsanitary.
I think that's the least unsanitary thing he's gonna do in this game. I think once you beat the game, you can actually turn off the distortion there. You can hear the whole message. Also, how hurt am I exactly? I forgot how to check that. This doesn't help.
I think you're okay, because it's got more of a blue tint than anything. But you're limping a little bit.
Yeah, I remember it was when I was first playing through and trying it out before. That, like, I would always get like randomly limpy all the time, and it was annoying. And then I would accidentally use a syringe. So I actually have this letter, as weird as it sounds. So I have James's jacket. It was the special edition Konami one, and it came with the letter in the pocket, like the full letter. Pretty cool, actually. I also have the seal of Metatron sitting here. I thought it would be fun to have it, but I didn't end up actually setting it up. Also, bust the window. Well, I was gonna take a picture and post it in the thing, or I could have put it on the screen.